Little Things by One Direction. We want to have the capo on fret 5 for this song, just so we can get those top notes. There are lower notes in the bass, but we can't do both. We'd have to have two guitars, alright? So I opted for the higher part. Now, this song is quite hard if you're not used to finger picking. Alright, so this is a really good starting lesson for fingerstyle, in my opinion. We kind of have two parts. We have the verse and we have the chorus. Alright, so I'm going to show you a tab and we're going to break it down sort of bar by bar, chord by chord. When you're done, you can play along to that intro that you just saw. Okay, that demonstration you can play along to, because that's basically the whole song. It just goes round and round. Okay, so let's start with the first part. We'll just start with that. So we have our D major chord here. Alright, so you notice that the tab is in relation to the capo. So if it says a 0 on the D string, it just means 0 from the capo. Obviously, that's 0 for real, but we're going to do it all in relation to the capo. It's just a little bit easier to follow. Alright. So we have open D, we have first finger on the G string, 2nd fret, third finger on the B string, 3rd fret, and then your middle finger is going to come on and off here. 2nd fret on the E string. So if you look at my right hand here, I've got the thumb plucking down on the D string. First finger is going to pluck up on the G string. Then you have your 2nd finger on the B string, 3rd finger on the E string. So watch. That's the first part. Right. Then we're going to do the same thing again, but take off the middle finger. So you hear that? Then first finger again on the G string, middle finger again on the B string to finish. So, and again. Okay, now we do this twice. But then we have this bass note. Alright, I've just zoomed out so you can see what the bass note does. Alright, we have this little do do do. So get your D shape ready again. And what's going to happen is the middle finger is going to come up, ready for this bass line. We have open E, then we have middle finger 2nd fret on the E string, which brings us to the 3rd fret. Okay, now this bit's kind of tricky, and this is where the tab is going to be helpful, because we have some overlapping. What happens is we play the E, and then for the second one, I want you to play the E string, but also play the G and the B string at the same time, like that. So E string, all 3, E string. So just practice that. So the thumb goes but these two only in the middle one. Right. Now we've isolated that, let's try and add it in. So we have alright, so it's on the second time round. Let's just work on this second bar. We have, so as soon as you hit that open E, this is when the bass line comes in. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that brings us into the G chord. Now, it's kind of a really nice D with G in the bass, which basically gives us this kind of major 9 feel. It's really nice. So for this part, it's the same. It's the same thing with the finger picking. Right, but this time, we're gonna have to, because now our middle finger's up here, right? So we can't play the D shape very easily anymore. Now we're gonna have to do something tricky. We're gonna have to basically flatten this first finger, because at the minute it's on the G string, right? But we're gonna have to flatten it so that it covers the E string as well. So it gets both notes. G string and the E string. Now this is quite hard to have the first finger flat like this. Alright, some of you might prefer to have your wrists lower. Some might prefer to have the wrists higher and push the thumb in more. Just try and figure out what's comfortable for you to do this. Now let's look at the right hand again. We have this. So it's the same thing as before, but instead of hitting the D string, we're hitting the E string. Right, our middle finger's on the 3rd fret of the E string here. But this lower pattern is the same. But can you see, I know it's blurry, but my first finger has to flatten and then unflatten. Watch. Right, so on the first one, it's flat down, right? Second one, take it off. So all together, so far we have. Okay, so we do the G chord twice. I didn't mention that before. G chord goes around twice, like so. And again. Okay, same thing twice. Alright, moving on to the second set of 4 bars. We can use the same finger pattern, which is really nice. Right, for those of you that want to kickstart your guitar learning abilities so that you can perform one day, potentially make money and travel playing the guitar just like me, then click the link in the description, also in the comment section, and sign up to my premium lessons on my website, alright? We'll get you started right away learning the guitar for real. But we're gonna have a different bass note. So this time, now remember, keep your 3rd and your 1st finger in place pretty much the whole song. Alright, 3rd finger is on the B string 3rd fret. 1st finger's on the G string 2nd fret. But this middle finger kind of covers the bass notes, right? Or some of them at least. So if you put your middle finger on the A string 2nd fret, get that note there. And we're gonna play so it's the same thing, bass note, G string, then B and the E string at the same time. And then G string, B string, just like before. Then here, we're gonna have the pinky on the 4th fret from the capo. Now this part's tricky because we have another bass line issue. So we want to get this that bass line. So we're going to play the A string and then the open D. So look at my thumb doing the A string, then the D string to get that bass line in. And that's quite hard because we're going to play. So the first bit's easy, just as normal. Bom, bom, da, bom, da. But then we we have the bass note, then I open D with the G and the B string at the same time. Like that. So all together. Then to finish this first part off, we have G. Okay, but just once like that. So it's a slightly different pattern just for this last bar. We're playing bass note, G string, bottom 2 strings, then the G string once more, so. And then the last chord. We have A. Now I play a very weird fingering for the A chord in this song, just so it's easier to get back to my normal position. If you want to change that, that's fine by me. But this is how I play it. So what I do is I pluck the A string as the bass note, because this is the A chord. Then we have middle finger here on the D string, 2nd fret. And tucked under here, I've got 1st finger still on the 2nd fret of the G string, but now the 3rd finger's moved along to the 2nd fret on the B string. Right, so 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 2nd fret. And we pluck A string, D string, G and B, then slide back up, G and B again. So that 3rd finger on the B string, 2nd fret, then 3rd fret, 2nd fret, then 3rd fret. So that last bar, and again. And then we have D again, just like at the beginning, to finish the whole chord progression. So I'm going to play through the second half of this, which is harder in my opinion. Then we'll try and play through the whole thing together. So on 4, the second half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the second half. Now, this is really tricky. A lot of you are going to be overwhelmed right now. Okay, you might have got the first 2 or 3 bars and now it's like, whoa, this is way too much. Just be patient, because this is hard. It's tricky just to memorize everything. It's not that you can't physically do it. Okay, it's just that it takes a little time to memorize each chord pattern. Alright, so just remember, it's YouTube. You can rewind this video, you can go back and back and back and keep going over. So if there's one chord in particular that you find tricky, then go over that part. It might be the G chord. It might be this A shape. Right, it might be this part. It might be the whole thing, in which case just start from the beginning and work through everything. Alright, but just be patient with yourself. You will get it. And this is such a good fingerstyle practicing song. Okay. And this is a nice song to play along to. So let's play through the whole thing so far, and then I'm going to show you the second finger picking part, which is the chorus, right? And it's all similar to what we've already learned, which is good. So you've done most of the hard work already. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now you can rewind that and keep playing with me, or you could go to the start of the video if that's easier and just keep playing that first half. Alright, when you're ready, come back to this point in the video. We're going to work on the chorus now. Now the chorus starts with a E minor chord. Right, this is probably the easiest chord in the song because we only have to have this third finger down on the B string. Alright, E minor is usually this chord. For those of you who might have played E minor before. Right. But for this song, because we're finger picking, we only need to have this finger down. Okay. And we're going to play it's the same finger pattern. Alright, same finger pattern. But we're going to play the low E string. And then we'll have the G string, B and E. So, same pattern as before. Alright. Then we'll do our G shape. Just as we did before. Then we have our B minor shape. Okay. Now in the verse we didn't do the for this chord. Alright, for this chord in the verse we just played. Right, and then we went up to this shape. But in the chorus it does happen, it goes. Alright. It's all together, the chorus. Alright, then we have A, which goes. Okay, there's a few ways. You don't have to do this horrible finger squeezing shape that I use. Okay, I just do it so I don't have to keep thinking about changing shape. Alright, it adds fluidity to the sound when I do it this way. If you can't do that A shape, that's fine. Just maybe do like your normal A major shape. Or this one. It's fine, alright. In the chorus, we have a slightly different picking. We're going to play A string, D string with the first finger. Then we have this. So you have your third finger on the B string second fret. First finger's on the G string second fret. And we're going to play and then slide it back. It's quite hard. And to finish, D string again, G and B string again. Okay, now that's tiring, that hurts my fingers, so I'm guessing it hurts yours too. So don't spend too long on that same thing. Alright, just move on to the next part. Give your fingers a break. If you need to, come back to this tomorrow. So for the chorus, all together, so far we have this. Alright, then we go around again. Now to finish, we just go to the G shape. Alright, and all these little things. So right at the end of this chorus, so we go around the 4 chords twice. Then to finish, we have the G chord. So we play 3 times, watch. So it's slightly different to the normal pattern. Okay, so let's try and play this whole chorus together. Alright, I'll count us in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. remember, this is where the G chord comes in. All these little things. Then we have this random thing here to connect us to verse 2. Now ideally, the other guitar plays this part. Right, much easier without a capo, but if we want the high parts, we have to have the capo on. So the only way we can make it sound right is if we do this double note. Or you can play, if that's easier, just play D string twice. Then this is on the G string, 2nd fret. Personally, I think it sounds cool to have the bass line in a different, or the bass note in a different string. So I have my pinky all the way out here, 5th fret from the cap on the A string. To do this, by the way, my wrist is down, my elbow's against my side, just to help with the stretch. Okay, it's like a very uncomfortable position, but it's only temporary, so it's alright. Okay, so pinky's on the A string, you have open D, and then middle finger is going to pluck the G string, which, as I said, 1st finger, 2nd fret. And we just play thumb, 1st finger, middle finger 3 times. Now, there is a bridge in this song. It's very easy now that we've learned how to do this. We can literally have our main shape here. So remember, 3rd finger on the B string, 1st finger on the G string. And we're just going to alternate the bass note. Okay, so we have the low E string. If you want to, you can take the 1st finger off. Okay, or leave it down. For this part, I think it doesn't really matter. 2nd chord, you just add the middle finger to the 3rd fret. Then to the A string, 2nd fret. And then we have 4th finger, 4th fret. So watch how the bass note changes. We have open E, then 3rd fret, and 2nd fret, 4th fret. Okay, so we don't have to worry about none of that for the bridge. You don't need to really, just okay. Now after the bridge, it goes into a quiet chorus. So you can just do each chord once. So So that's it from me today, guys. I hope that this lesson was easy enough for you and that you understood it well enough. At the end of the day, there's pretty much 2 parts. You've got the main verse and the chorus. The rest of it's sort of the same stuff, all right? So just take your time with it, 1 bar at a time. And before you know it, you'll be able to play it and sing it, okay? If you want to sing as well, by the way, make sure that you know how to play the guitar part really well. So it's sort of memorized, okay? The whole thing's memorized, it's very smooth. Then try and sing, okay? If you try and sing at the same time, you just end up playing the chords badly, all right? I'll see you in the next lesson, guys.